welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. I had actually done this quite a while ago. In fact, it was even shown for a brief moment in my Sims 4 Let's Play towards the beginning. And I had just realized, actually, I think it was a couple of days ago, that I hadn't even done the commentary for this, and I hadn't posted a build for Sims 4 for quite some time. So I thought, well, you know what? Why don't we see about getting it taken care of? So at the time of the commentary of this house, I hadn't quite picked out a name for it yet. So hopefully pretty soon I have a name for this house. I'm really bad with naming names on houses. I usually just pick a girl's name usually, and at least one that I think sounds like it would go okay for the house. But hopefully pretty soon, because I would like to get this uploaded for you guys for as a bonus video, since I hadn't posted anything in Sims 4 for a build in a long time. So this house is my third house that I have actually built in Sims 4. So there's still a few things about the building aspect of it that I'm still learning. But I think for the most part this turned out pretty good. I am happy with it. So right there I was hoping to maybe have some kind of addition, like an attic space or something right there that you could get to from, you know, the second floor right there. But it ends up the original house does not have anything right there. It's just a window that I put there, and that's pretty much about it. Now, I had my sim, I played in this house, and so it has been fully tested since you know, my personal game that I did briefly, I have played in this house, and after quite some time, that attic space area, actually I was able to change it into a small nursery. Now, it is really small, let me tell you, but I was actually able to fit 2 cribs in there, and since that's really about all that the babies need, you know, that I thought it went pretty, you know, was pretty good, considering that's all you need for a baby is the crib. So, and it's attached right to a bedroom, so that made it very convenient as well. So that's always an option if you were to download this house and play in it yourself. So and then the other thing I had done with this house is you can actually have 2 entrances. Sometimes when I build on a corner lot, which kind of this house is and kind of it's not, since the road is only in the front of the house, but I had that sidewalk right there. So I thought, because of that sidewalk, why don't we, you know, create a house that would look good from either direction. So if you put it on a lot and it was more long ways like it is now facing the road, then this portion here would be, you know, right there would be your entrance, and it probably is, by the way it's designed, the more formal entrance. I guess you could say the proper entrance or something. I'm not really too sure what you would call it. But if you were to have a lot that you wanted to put it on that was more, you know, wide, and the road was on the other side, then of course you have, you know, an entrance right there that you could use as well. And I've actually changed in my game and played with both entrances at one time, where I had one entrance as the main entrance and the other one instead as the main entrance, and they both do work. So here I'm just trying to figure out what windows I want to use. So I wanted to try to use a few different kinds of windows, but I believe at the time of building this house, this is a base game house, so there's no any expansion packs or anything with it. So, you know, there wasn't too much in the way of variety of different windows and things to use. So, but I think it turned out really nice. I like the way this house got decorated. It feels very warm and cozy and everything else. So I was definitely happy with it. The house, I believe, has, I think it's 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The master bedroom is downstairs on the first floor. Sometimes I do that. I don't know. I just feel like, master bedroom downstairs. That way, kids can't really sneak out or around, I guess. I don't know. No, it just seems like that's the way it should be or something. I don't know. The master bedroom is downstairs. I know a lot of houses, the master bedroom is upstairs. In our house, that's the way it is. The main bedroom is, upstairs with the other bedrooms. So, but in this case, like I said, it is on the first floor, and there's a bathroom right next to it, and it looks like it would be like an ensuite bathroom, but it actually has the door going into the kitchen instead. So I just got the floor plan figured out. There is no formal dining room in this house. It's got, I think, a pretty nice kitchen. So we're on an angle right there, so just kind of merging some counters into the wall and a little bit into each other, just so they, it can go around that curve just right. And I wanted to use this curve counter or island. That is the only seating you have in this house, and I've had quite a few Sims. I'm trying to think. I think I had close to 7. I think between 6 and 7, somewhere around there, of children and all the way up through adults living in this house, and it wasn't too bad only having just the 3 bar stools, because that's all that is in this island here. And it is a little bit close to the outside wall there, as you can see. And even after I put the bar stools in, they can get through. They don't go around that part of the kitchen. They just go through where the stove and sink are instead. So now I have noticed when I was playing in this house that the Sims seem to prefer to use a different sink than the kitchen sink there, but it is usable. They did use it on their own quite often, but it seemed like they preferred going somewhere else. So I don't really, know why, since, they would even go all the way upstairs to use the sink to wash their dishes, which really didn't make any sense to me. Now, I was just trying to figure out these range hoods. I wasn't too sure exactly how they worked, how you could place them or anything like that. So I was just kind of looking at them and seeing what they did and things like that. So I do end up getting one that I liked. I have it where it looks like the ventilation portion of the vent hood is inside that cabinet. I think that kind of looks best, since it didn't go all the way up through the ceiling or anything like that. So I'm just putting a few lights in, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I really don't like most of the lighting in this game so far. The lighting itself is good, but the lights, I'm not satisfied with those at all. So here what I am doing, I've done before, is under cabinet lighting. You're probably not going to see it underneath the counter or the cabinet there unless you're really looking for them. So they are pretty, invisible, I guess you could say. I do have them really close as much as I can, being underneath the cabinet without being, inside the cabinet, because they're supposed to set, your under cabinet lighting is supposed to sit right up against the cabinets instead. So, but I really like doing that. It helps light up the cabinet more when you have upper cabinets on top of them, and it just gives it a more, more, I don't know, not really an elegant look, but that's kind of a lot of people do that. We have those in our house here, so and they're really, really nice, because sometimes the lighting just isn't very good, and you flip one of those on, you flip the switch and turn them on, and then you have a lot of lighting then, where you're cooking or whatever it is that you happen to be doing. So just trying to go through and figure out what I wanted to use. I wasn't really too sure. I really like this flooring. I've used it multiple times. I just like how it's just, different sizes instead of all the same. Instead of just all the same square sizes and things like that. So but this house does have room for expanding. When I was playing in the house and having as large of a family as I was starting to get, I was able to get them to have a basement in the house and all I had to do was kind of change the staircase a little bit. It was possible. I'm not saying that it was my favorite way of having it look, and they could only get to the basement by going outside. So they had to walk all the way around the house and go in the basement that way. But it is possible. So I have done it. You can get a basement in this house and have the stairs there. I had to turn them into single stairs because for some reason, apparently in this game, you cannot stack stairs on top of stairs. If we would have been able to do that, stack them, then I wouldn't have had to change the size of the stairs when I did the basement for my game. But apparently you are not able to do that. So as you can see, at the time that I was doing this, I hadn't realized at this time that you could raise and lower a mirror. So that's why you see me do that, and I know how now. I did figure it out. But at the time that I did this build, which was shortly after I got the game, the first, the main game part, and I really didn't know a whole lot. I didn't know everything that you could do in the game. So, and I didn't realize at the time that I was creating this that the one painting, when you enlarge it, still leaves the shadows for the little paintings, before you make it bigger. So I didn't know that. As you can see, of course, the curtains glitched out. I had no idea why or what you could do to fix that at the time of creating this game. Or not creating the game, when I was creating this house. If you remove the window and put the curtains in first, and then put the window back, they should be fine on color. So, as long as you do that, then the coloring form will be back to the way they're supposed to be. So, but yeah, I have done another build here recently, and when I did those curtains in that build, they didn't have any problems. Now, I don't know if maybe the outdoor lighting or the lighting in the rooms or whatever, causes that glitch happened to, be just right to where they didn't change colors, or I really don't know if maybe they fixed it. I don't know. Each time they do a update, I usually go on and find out what it was they changed on the update, and I don't know, maybe they wrote in there that they fixed it, or maybe I overlooked it, or maybe I just kind of got lucky placing the curtains. I don't know. But at the time, that I had done this, I didn't know how to fix it, but I do now, so I thought I'd let you know. Anybody who doesn't know, that way they can fix it, because I hated that. Every time I played in this house and I seen them curtains, and I hated it. It looked horrible. I didn't like it. So, but anyway, here's that bathroom I was saying. It kind of, it's in a spot where it could be a master bathroom if you wanted it to be, but I wanted a bathroom that guests could go to without having to go through the bathrooms, through the bedrooms. So this one, you get to it from, there's a door into the kitchen. So now what I had done with that rug, I really don't like how they don't have any really small rugs, at least not for base game at the time that I was creating this house. So I kind of wedged it underneath the counter there. That way it looked like a smaller rug instead of having the full, rectangular length of it. But it's definitely some time getting used to having to only choose certain colors of objects. There are some times that I still get very frustrated because I can't choose what I want to choose, and sometimes that just really, I don't know what to do. It's like I feel so limited on my options. It wouldn't be quite so bad if the colors and everything else at least matched each other. Like when you're trying to pick out colors of your furniture and things like that, they should at least have, you know, maybe all the palettes should have all the same colors. You know what I mean? Instead of having all, like one thing being all these different colors, and then another piece of furniture has a bunch of colors, but none of them are the same color as another piece of furniture. I guess, if that even makes any sense. I don't know. It just sometimes you want to use a piece of furniture or use a different something, and like you can't, like for instance curtains. For instance, sometimes you need different sized curtains, different ones, and then for a smaller window or a larger window, you need a different kind of curtain. It's not the same style, and you try to get them at least to look like they're supposed to go together, but their colors aren't even close. There's no color at all that you could use, to make them at least look, right for the room. I don't know. I guess that's just me. I got spoiled. I guess we got spoiled with Sims 3 and having all these colors and all these patterns. I mean, I don't need all them patterns. Just bring back the color wheel. That's all I ask, is the color wheel. If I could just have that color wheel back, I would be so happy. I loved it. I love that color wheel. But anyway, back to the build. This is the living room. And I gave it like 2 entrances, I guess, into the living room. I thought that helped open it up. So having, more entrances like that. So here is the other bathroom. This one, of course, is upstairs and right next to the bedrooms. And there's going to be one kid's bedroom. That is the room right next to the bathroom there. And then the other bedroom that I have is, I guess you could have it like a teenager's bedroom, or it could be maybe another adult or guest bedroom. I guess it doesn't really matter. At least I'm pretty sure the decorating is for any of that, so any of those types of Sims. So, but just going through and, taking a look, and I thought I'd try to see if you could, maybe make a mirror larger, but I wasn't too sure. It didn't look very good, so I took it out. I was just trying to see if I could put something in between the sinks there. That way, just add a little bit of a decorative touch. But I didn't find anything, so just a little medicine cabinet there, and just trying to find things, something, to help decorate up the room a little bit. It always seems like in bathrooms, it seems like you're limited on what you can actually do and decorate it with. So, trying to find different objects and, trying to place them in there and make it look a little bit more used, like somebody actually lives here. And in that room, that one right there is the other bedroom I was telling you about. And that really bugs me how the roof's cut in like that. I absolutely hate that. I mean, you really can't do much anything about it, because if you make it any shorter, then the roof peaks don't line up with the other portion of the roof and you have a gap, but yet it's there in your view and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Now I think when you are playing, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I played this family. I haven't played in the game actually as a personal game, so I'm not sure. I think anyway. I think if you take the walls down to where any of the settings, I believe, I usually build with the walls completely up all the way around. But if you take them down, I think the roof disappears. I think. I'm not too sure. I do know when I remodeled the house and made that one attic space and that's attached to this room, I had made it into like a really small nursery because it was my teenager at the time that she had, and she ended up having twins. Imagine that. I was like, oh, this will be plenty big enough, for a single sim or a single baby, and then she goes and has twins. I was like, oh my. But anyway, when I created that into a really small nursery, I did have to change the roofing. The roofing wasn't As you can see, you can't see into that room very well. Um, but with the walls down, of course, you can. I remember you can see in there. It takes all of it away. You can see both the bassinets, and I, of course, had to add a window to the other side. There's two dormers when I did it, one on each side. That's the only way I could, really make a little bit of room in there for a nursery. So, but so yeah, I did play in this house and expand it. So it's probably not the best expanding I've ever done in a house, but it worked at for my gameplay that I was doing. Now at the time I was doing this, I did not know that those little clay balls of clay are not usable. I thought if I put them on that little craft table or whatever, I don't know if they were, at the time I didn't know if they were decorations or what they were, but when I was playing the game I noticed the Sims were always wanting to get a hold of those little clay balls, but they couldn't do nothing with them. So I apologize if your Sim is getting on your nerves because they're constantly wanting to get to those clay balls. Just go ahead and delete them. Mine could never pick them up or do anything with them. So that's my bad. Now I know. I have no idea where to put those, though. However, I have no idea. Don't know what their purpose is for sure. But anyway, now this is just kind of, it's a good size landing, and I thought it'd make a really good, like a sitting area. I didn't believe it or not, this is the first house that I have built in a long time that does not have a computer desk. I know that's unusual for me. I almost always have computers, but I didn't realize it until I was playing in this house and my Sim needed a computer and I didn't have one. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no computer in this house. I didn't put one in. What I ended up doing is I just used a small little table, one of those little square tables and chair, and put the computer on it, and I put it up along that railing is where I ended up putting it. So it is possible to get one in. I was able to find a place for it. So, but it's mostly like a small sitting and reading area. There's a bookshelf and a few other little things just kind of sitting around and just trying to try to make it cozy, warm it up with lights. But like one of the things that really bugs me is I love using some of those wall sconces and stuff on the walls, sometimes next to a painting or just it's there. But either you have a one that is really large, which I mean large, it's like really big, and it looks, I don't know, it looks way too big. And then you have another one that is so cute and it looks so nice, but all you have is a pink one. It's like when you change the color, it doesn't change the color of the actual, like the glass part around it. I don't know. It just didn't look. You just can't change it. It bugs me that it's always pink. No matter what I do, it's pink. But as you can see, I was kind of trying to decide of like some kind of little pond or whatever there, but I really didn't know. I haven't really worked with pools much. I haven't done anything with them. In fact, I still haven't put one in. So I'm not very familiar with it yet quite. So, but I thought, well, we'll go ahead and just do some landscaping instead. So, and of course I wanted to make sure this side of the house here had nice landscaping in case you decide you want to use it as a front door, like a front entrance, because as you can see, I think this side is fancier. I do think it looks much nicer when it comes to being the front door. However, it goes right into the kitchen. It's not, the actual formal entryway is actually on the other side of the house. But this I do think looks more fancy to be the front of the house, so it definitely looks nice for that. And of course, the other side looks nice too, but this side just seems so much more fancier. So, but just trying to figure out landscaping and limited on plants. There wasn't a whole lot that I liked, to choose from that were base game. Because like I said, oh, I guess I do have one expansion pack. I just seen it down there. It's what is that? The Outdoor Retreat. Yes, that's what it is. But I don't know if I use anything from it. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember what I used in this house. But, well, anyway, so now just moving on to some landscaping here in the front on this side of the house. It also has a balcony. And I don't think the landscaping is quite as extravagant on this side as it is on the other side. In fact, I may not have put any at all. I can't remember. I thought I did, but I didn't. I just now saw that. I think yeah, I put a little bit here on the side, but that I think is about it. I don't know. I don't think I put any in the front. It's pretty simple on the other side. The landscaping, everything. It does look nice. There's some trees but definitely lacking in the flower area. But just going through and trying to decide what kind of lighting I want to do, and I like putting little lights inside of the landscaping there. I think that looks so neat, even in real houses that you see outside. It looks so pretty having those little lights going through the landscaping. But now I'm just putting in some outside furniture, that way the Sims have somewhere to sit. And now we're just moving on to some of the screenshots. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will have this link for this download. It will be on the gallery at the time that this video gets posted. So be sure to check out my gallery. I have a link in the description below that will take you straight to my gallery. You can view anything that I build and put on there, and then you'll be able to find this house here, and it'll be hashtagged under Polarbearsims. And I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.